allow me to make a preamble which will lead to the justification of this bill. Right Honorable Speaker, with my 40 years of military service, it's not possible that I've not learned anything, especially in the areas of leadership and management. And I wish to share a few of that as we address the matter before us. Right Honorable Speaker, in the military we have principles of war, which are very nice principles, but there are also principles of main administration. These principles apply across board. You can even use these principles in your own business. And I would want to share these principles which talk to the rationalization. Right Honorable Speaker, I'll just share 4 of them. Unity of command. In this, we bring together all the forces under one responsible commander. Divided leadership always fails. My forces as a ministry are divided. And this affects direct command and control. This relates to the areas of justification where the Ministry of Works generates policies, and also members of and also boards of agencies generate policies. That's contradictory. These are 2 areas of command commanding one area, in one area. The boards also do accounting. The accountings are also different. We have 3, for example, 3 accounting officers in the same ministry. 1 for Road Fund, 1 for Unra, 1 for the ministry. That's a wastage. And that sends me to my second principle, the principle of concentration of forces. If you are going to have effective command and control, and you are also going to have effective delivery of services, resources, both human and otherwise, need to be concentrated, prioritized, and their deployments in quest to achieve maximum effect. This is why we are absorbing all the UNRWA staff that are willing to offer services to this nation under the public service terms and conditions in the ministry. Thus, the fear which had been expressed earlier of creating unemployment does not exist, because we are absorbing all the members of that agency. Economy of effort, that's another principle. This principle refers to the using of the right amount of tools and resources at the right time, in the right place, and in the right quantities. Too much resources expended against an objective is both wasteful and inefficient. No leader will ever have the resources he desires. Yeah. Smart leaders know how to manage what is available. I'll take the procedure.
Right Honourable Speaker, our rules state that if a minister is to make a statement, either by way of preamble, introduction, epilogue, prologue, that statement must be availed to us. The minister is making a substantive statement that he describes as a preamble, to which we don't have a copy. Right Honourable Speaker, is the minister proceeding well to present a statement disguised as a preamble when we actually don't have it, and especially when he's making reference to principles that we can cross-check if we had a statement? Are we proceeding well?
Do you have that in writing? Please give us a copy. We needed it uploaded, but you read it and then you lay it on table.
Much obliged, Right Honourable Speaker. I was on economy of effort. This principle refers to the using of the right amount of tools, resources at the right time, right place, and the right quantities. Too much resources expended against an objective is both wasteful and inefficient. No leader will ever have all the resources he desires, not even in this country. Smart leaders know how to manage what is available. Right, Honorable Speaker? Our country is faced with a situation where we must be extremely frugal, and already we hear cries of reforms in every sector of this country. Right, Honorable Speaker, these principles speak to the justification of why government moved to process the bills whose intention is to repeal the Unra Act and amend the road fund, which we'll talk to later, in order to, one, enable mainstreaming the agencies and public expenditure, thereby interior relieving government of the financial drain on its resources and wasteful and burdened administrative expenditure. Facilitate efficient and effective service delivery by clearly delineating the mandates and functions of government agencies and departments, thereby avoiding duplication of mandates and functions. Honorable members, I've talked about the different bodies where policies are made for the same ministry. For instance, the duplication of functions in the Ministry of Works. Unra and the road have boards responsible for provision of policy direction, while at the same time they are accountable to the Ministry of Works and Transport. In addition, the size of the boards and remuneration of the board members vary substantially. There is no uniformity. Technical leadership of the agencies, executive directors heading agencies, and the permanent secretary as accounting officers all report to the minister. 3 accounting officers in the same ministry. There is a duplication of functions. You find in Unra we have human resource, we have human resource in the ministry. We have procurement, there's procurement in the ministry. You have accounts, internal audit, communication, legal, and some of these functions are already provided for by government in other bodies. For example, the Attorney General is responsible for all for matters of law as far as ministries and agencies in this country are concerned. Why would we have a full legal unit in UNRWA? Functions which are not of the mandate of agencies, for example, have been UNRWA has elevated, have already been elevated compared to the line ministry responsible for the same functions. In UNRWA, you have a director, human resource. Director. You have a director, procurement. You have a director, legal. You have a director, internal audit. These are highly elevated positions, and yet these functions are being performed by other ministries. There is duplication of regional offices and force account employees. This is what I was talking about, concentration of force. Bring all these assets together, have them under one central command, and they'll be effectively deployed. The traffic and road safety function, that's is also under in UNRWA, and many other functions. The Department of Compliance and Investigation, this is a function of CID. Why would UNRWA have a Department of Investigations? What capacity do they have to investigate? The Directorate of Legal Services, with 27 established lawyers. And
General, do they investigate using engineers?
I don't know. This is exactly what we are talking about, Right Honorable Speaker.
Because to the best of my information, my knowledge, I used to be a member of COSASE. The person who was in charge investigation in UNRWA was Madam Ho, the deputy CID. No. Kutesa is a legal person. The deputy CID headquarters. Who? This from Sabe. Chelimo. Madam Chelimo was the one in charge of that department. Yes.
Right Honorable Speaker and members, to restructure and reorganize these agencies and departments of government, we want to eliminate bloated structures and functional ambiguities in government. Agencies operate bloated structures which are not aligned to the mandates and are a drain to the treasury, thus defeating one of the objectives of cost cutting. That's why I was talking about economy of effort. The current staffing levels of the three entities include a total of 1,544 members of staff, both permanent, contingency, contract, senior management, earning a total of 71 billion shillings. The ministry, on the other hand, has 544 members of staff. So UNRA is in effect bigger than the ministry, and this is an agency. The staffing levels of Road Fund is 36, that's not much. The ministry staffing is 529, and the bill is 17 billion. UNRA's bill is 71 billion. The total current staff in the Works and Transport Program is 2,109 staff with a wage bill of 90.92 billion. If we mainstream, and all these people come under the public service pay structure.
Are we mainstreaming or repealing?
We repeal the bill, and then we bring UNRA back into the ministry. When we do that, and we get all these employees employed by the public service under the terms of public service, we shall be saving 39 billion in wages only per month. Wages only, without talking about other overheads. That's a very big saving for this government. And that money can do a number of roads in the country, both Maram and Tarmac.
Clarification.
Right Honorable Speaker, and whereas